In this video, I'm going to show you how to find if a name already has a story. First place you want to check is on Fold3. So you go to fold3.com. We're going to narrow our search by two areas, the conflict war and the record type. We may further narrow the search by place, and I'll also show you how to do a shortcut where you search by service number. So this is the page Fold3 looks like when you're doing a search. You don't have to sign in to do a search. You would just type in the name that you're looking for in this box. And we want to narrow it by World War II. We're writing stories about those who were in World War II. And we want to see if it has a story. The stories are saved in memorial. So we go down to record types, we check the memorial box. And it tells us that we have 7 results. So we can scroll down here. And here's Philip J. Christensen. Looks like there's probably a story here because it has the most content. So we're going to click on this. We will check the Stories tab. And sure enough, there is a story already for Philip J. Christensen. So we would not want to spend the time to do research to do this story already because it's already been done. Philip Christensen is not an uncommon name, so we could look at this story a little closer and see this Philip Christensen was born March 14, 1923 in Lehi, Utah. If your Philip Christensen was born in 1920 in New Hampshire, then this isn't the same person. You could still do that story. One other way you could check to see if there's a story would be check by place. For this particular name, the name shows up twice in Utah, probably the same person, and then once in Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. So the other way I said I would show you how to search for a story on Fold3 is to search by service number. So I happen to know Philip Christensen's service number, so I'm going to type it in the search box. I'm doing a search, and look how it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot shorter. It's because you're just looking for that service number. That's probably the best, most accurate way to see if there's already a record on Fold3. So there's Philip Christensen. So now you know how to check to see if a name's already been done in Fold3. Let's look on Together We Served. So we're going to start on rollofhonor.togetherweserved.com. We're going to select branch. Then we're going to select to search by fallen, MIA, POW, or deceased. So this is the page we start on. You can see there's a button for each one of the branches. If I were to go to Navy and search for Philip Christensen here, and I know he died during the war, so correctly coded he would be under fallen. In this case, I look like I clicked the box for Marine, so we're going to check to see if he was a fallen Marine. So I start typing in his name here. There's no Philip Christensen. So if I'm writing about a Marine by the name of Philip Christensen, then I'm okay to go forward because there's no Philip Christensen. However, in this case, we know he was in the Air Force, so we're going to click on here. And although during the war it was the Army Air Force, for the purpose of Stories Behind the Stars, we're saving them by their modern branch, which would be Air Force in this case. So he's either going to be a fallen, MIA, or deceased. Someone may have already done his story, and if they did it as a deceased person because they coded it wrong, it might show up in there. So it might be a good idea to check if you want to make sure under deceased, and if you think that somebody may have done it and typed it in wrong as MIA, then you might have to check there too. So we're hoping that people will be trained well enough and we'll do enough follow-up on the back end that we won't have them showing up as having the wrong designation. You should be able to search in the correct designation to find that person. So let's look for Philip Christensen. Okay, there he is right there. So he did show up. So that means if I wanted to write a story about this Philip Christensen, who's from Utah, born hometown of Lehi, this background information here, born in 1923, if that's the guy who I was thinking to write about, then we already have his story. We don't need another one. But if, again, it's a different Philip Christensen from a different state, then we've kind of shown that he's not in the database yet. So go ahead and do his story. So that's how you check to see if a name already has a story. Thank you.